If you've been with this channel for a while, you may know of my love of biology. I find it interesting, especially genetics, and I used to obsess over cat genetics. Like, how in the world is red-tailed a calico male who is fertile and has kits? Can someone please explain? But fictional genetics, when the rules aren't set, can also be just as interesting, if not more. Dragons, for instance, do not have a chart of exact genetics that we can use to analyze every character's phenotype and genotype. But we can still use logic from our world to figure them out, such as dominant and recessive traits. Likewise, Darwin's theory of evolution can be used and has actually been shown in the series, with the Nightwings evolving toxic saliva and the creation of the Hivewing tribe. But how did the older tribes form? Join me on a trip into Peria's distant past as I try and uncover the ancient lineages that form the modern tribes we know today. Before we get started, if you are new to this channel, please think about subscribing. I regularly post Wings of Fire and Warcast content, so you'll never be bored. And to my current subscribers, thank you so much for supporting me. Also, if you've not read the recent arc of Wings of Fire, please stay away from this video as it will contain spoilers. Without further ado, let's begin. First of all, let me disclose this has no timeline. The Scorching happened 5,000 years ago and there's not much known about it. One of my theories on the Scorching is that it was a dragon uprising from humans, whose civilization had been declining for a while so their structures and other relics aren't common around Peria and Pantala. My second idea is a mass coronal ejection from the sun, as that is an event that would likely gain a kickback of the Scorching, and would cause the temperatures of the dragon planet to increase. Increasing temperature is generally good for reptiles, so that would be good for dragons in general. It could be both ideas I have though, as a coronal injection could have destroyed all unprotected electronics and advanced human technology, because of far-reaching electromagnetic waves. This would have set the dragon uprising into motion as nothing would have been stopping them anymore. Don't worry, that couldn't happen on our modern day planet because our technology is all protected. Either way, the Scorching happened only 5,000 years ago, but evolution takes longer than that on our planet, so I'm not going to even mention that event. I just want to share some of my theories on it. Also, I'm not going to even attempt to explain Animus Magic or Moonblessed. I'll just leave it at Animus Magic came from the Icewings. All other tribes who gain Animus Magic has gotten it because of Icewing hybridization of rogue Animus dragons who did not wish to abide by the strict rules and placed in the Ice Kingdom and fled the kingdom. As for the Moonblessed, one day a Nightwing gained the favor of a Nightwing Animus by doing a good and selfless deed for her, and she blessed his family line with powers of the moon. Due to how populations grow, in a few hundred years, a large portion of the tribe was able to have Moonblessed children, and now, thousands of years later, all Nightwings can. Let's talk about my main theory of dragon evolution. All dragon tribes are confirmed to get their start on the continent Peria, which makes applying the ancestry of all these dragons easy, as despite later divergences, they are able to share a common ancestor. The first tribe to be recognizable in its modern form would be the Icewings. The Icewings shared little to no traits with the other tribes. They are the only ones with cold immunity and frost breath. Their divergences in the other tribes likely happened as natural selection is fierce in cold areas. Icewings have existed for so long because they have their own evolutionary niche in the dragon tribes by living in the Arctic. It would take a long time for other dragons to evolve to live there, so their location is secured. The other dragon tribes took longer to form. They likely had beta versions before the modern tribes that are their common ancestors. Some of the tribes are pure beta versions, but most of the tribes are mixes of beta versions. The first beta version is the Waterwings. It's pretty obvious who these guys are and what they do. They are the dragons with gills. They tend to be bulky and large. Obviously, these are the beta versions of the Seawings and the Mudwings. The second one is Flamewings. These dragons can breathe fire. As far as height goes, they are around average size. These dragons are the Nightwing and Skywing's direct ancestors, however Mudwings and Sandwings are obviously part Flamewing as they can breathe fire. The third one is the Poison Wings. These dragons are very thin and do not have to eat much to survive. On top of that, they eat poison. They have no true descendants, but Sandwings, Rainwings, and Silkwings can all trace back their ancestry to them. Fourth and final tribe is the Forest Wings. These dragons have colorful scales and are very agile. Their true descendants are their Leaf Wings, but the Beetle Wings and Rainwings can both trace ancestry back to them. At some point, the Pantalan dragon tribes are kicked out of Peria. We aren't given a reason for this in the series, but I think it is likely overpopulation. Having that many dragon tribes on the continent wasn't going to work well because dragons do not like to share. This change in environment of course causes them to adapt. Pantala is warmer than Pieria and also has less rain. The fact that it doesn't rain very much doesn't concern the beetle wings, as they share a common ancestor with sandwings, so they can take the lack of water. Thousands of years later, Clearsight came over to Pantala and established a new bloodline. The beetle wings split into two tribes after a while, called the Silkwings and the Hivewings. Now we are all caught up to speed on the books. However, there's one area where we haven't looked yet. We've looked in the past, we've looked in the present, but now we can look in the future of the dragon tribes. The Nightwings and the Raywings are likely going to combine tribes. The Nightwing tribe has lost a large number of its members due to harsh life on the volcano, and are likely going through a bottleneck in genetics. Instead of seeking out other Nightwings, who they are likely related to, they might seek out neighboring tribes for lovers instead. This new tribe between the Nightwings and the Raywings would be called the Stormwings. They would have darker scales and patches and spots, and also wings like the night sky, but otherwise keep Rainwing's colorful scales. They would still be able to spit acid, but a rare few can do the opposite and breathe fire. Thanks to the Rainwing tradition of eggs being held in the high of trees, a large number of Moonblush dragons are born from that tribe. From there, who knows what happens? Maybe the peace between the tribes continue and the tribes disappear, and all dragons become a mix of them. Or maybe the peace doesn't last forever and the lands of Pieria, and Pantala becomes a mix of warring kingdoms once more too, and tribes only get more and more secluded from one another, gradually evolving on their own. I hope this video was interesting. It was fun to combine two things I'm passionate about into one video. If you like it, think about subscribing. Your support means everything to me. And if you already have, thank you for supporting me thus far. I wouldn't have been able to get here without you. Have a nice day. Rogan out.